So the next step that we're going to discuss as part of this presentation, as part of this lesson, is this activity of coining terms. And so first I'm going to go ahead and define what a coined term or a neologism is for you. A coined term is a new term that is created when an exact term for a new concept does not exist. And this definition comes from the article How to Coin Terms by Patricia Brenes, a well-known terminologist with a really great blog on terminology work. I believe that blog is titled In My Own Terms. So in that article, you learn that there are 4 methods for coining terms. Method 1 is semantic change, or taking an existing term and assigning new meaning to it. Method 2 is morphological change, when lexical elements are combined or deleted from a term to create a new one. Method 3 is conversion, or when a grammatical class of an existing word is changed. And finally, there's method 4, borrowing, when words are borrowed from another language. In terms of the 4 methods for coining terms, you can see some examples of those here. Number 1, semantic change. We've got mouse and cloud, 2 well-known examples from the fields of computer technology, information technology. From morphological change, you've got 2 examples, chortle and selfie. Selfie being a combination of the word self with this ending IE to denote this new type of picture that has become popular with the invention of smartphones, where a person can take a picture of themselves. In terms of conversion, or taking a word and assigning it a new class of a class of word, we've got added. This is a really interesting example, in my opinion, because it's very rare for a preposition to take on the meaning of a verb, or take on the function of a verb. But somebody can be added in a tweet on Twitter. So you can see here a lot of changes to meaning coming from technology, or a lot of coined terms coming from technology. And then, of course, there's borrowing from other languages. Algebra, a word coming from Arabic. Déjà vu from French. Yo-yo from Tagalog, I believe. In terms of the criteria for creating terms per the International Organization for Standardization, there are 7 criteria. Criteria 1 being transparency, 2 consistency, 3 appropriateness, 4 linguistic economy, 5 derivability, 6 linguistic correctness, and 7 preference for native language. In terms of defining these different criteria, transparency is when the meaning of the term can be deduced from the words that comprise the term, i.e. a user setting. It's pretty clear from the term user setting in English that it's a type of setting that a user would go in and change. For consistency, it's the same term being used for the same concept throughout a product. This helps facilitate understanding if you're not changing terms that are used to denote a single concept a lot. Appropriateness, the term is familiar. It does not cause confusion or offense. So for example, taking a base term, create, and adding the prefix recreate, that's an appropriate way of making a new verb out of the base verb create. That's very easy to understand for speakers of the English language. Linguistic economy is just the term is not unnecessarily long. Derivability, the concept from which the term has been derived, is really clear. Linguistic correctness, the term meets acknowledged rules for word and phrase formation of a language. And then preference for native language, it's just going to be easier for people to understand a new term if it is based upon the structure of the language that is their mother language. So in terms of word formation patterns, we draw upon, or terminologists, terminology inventors, Technobabble creators, draw upon the rules that they know about a language in order to coin new terms. Some words, some rules that are would be expected for the English language, for example, would be to use accepted prefixes and suffixes, like re for doing something again, d for undoing something, adding an ed to the end of a word to make it a past tense verb. On the other hand, we've got rules for many other languages in the world. So these would be the rules that you will be familiar with as speakers of many different languages. For example, in Spanish, one of the rules would be to express gender and number in adjectives describing nouns.